Hi, welcome back to another Terranscapes video. This is the I'm a Wargamer video, which really should be called I'm a Wargaming YouTuber, since none of the questions are about wargaming. I was tagged by Mel to shoot this video, and I'm drinking scotch at 3:30 in the afternoon. Why? Because I need to. Why do I need to? Because I've shot this video twice. First time, no audio. Second time, out of focus. This video is about my YouTube channel. This video is a long video, and it's filled with some aspirations and hopes and emotion, connection. And to shoot it 3 times is to feel like it's becoming rote. I'm sure I'll get into the swing of it as soon as I begin, because that's the kind of guy I am. But I will say, that's a tough one on a third start. After the first one, this is not content for the video, but I'm gonna keep it in. Why? Because I want you to see the behind the scenes. After I shot the first one, I was so disappointed. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go over and watch a John Oliver. I watched a couple John Oliver segments. Love that guy. I said, okay, all right, collect yourself. Came back, shot the second one. All right, checked it. What's going on? It's like I can't get out of my own way sometimes. I'm sure somebody out there is going to say, oh, you could put a checklist together or whatever, but I've shot 500 videos. More, if you consider retakes. And it's just like sometimes, you know, the camera shut off, turned back on, focus changed. I don't know. I can't see the focus very clear in the monitor from here, so it's not like something I can notice right away. Anyway, I just had to get that out of the way. I just had to have a little scotch. First video was with coffee. Second video was with water. Do you know what's weird? I'll get into this video at some point. You know what's weird? Is when I look into the camera, it's like I'm looking at you. I know this may sound odd, but it is the way I feel, I think. And all of a sudden, it makes me feel a little bit better. So it's probably a good thing I keep pushing through on this video, because this video has to go out today. It has to go out today to match my October plans, which I will share with you. And if this video doesn't, I'm going to shoot it again. I don't care if it takes till midnight. So let's begin. All right, hold on now. Get myself collected here. All right. I feel fresh. Do you feel fresh? Hopefully you feel fresh. So Mel said, train tutor, he was like, don't take a lot of time with it. Don't do a fancy setup. Don't do any of that. Just shoot it. Just shoot it. Just shoot it. I actually scripted this video out once, and I didn't like the script. It didn't feel authentic. And then I was feeling kind of bad about my channel, feeling bad about Terranscapes, and I scripted another one. And when I read that one later, I was like, yeah, you're not doing this one. You're not doing that. And then I was talking to a friend a little bit about it, and throwing some ideas around, and so I decided that I would do this unscripted. I got some bullet points. Unscripted, and roll with it. So at this point, you should go find something to do, like paint a model or clean the basement or whatever, and put this on in the background. because it's a little bit longer, I think, and looking at my face the whole time is probably too much, but I think you might enjoy it. So enjoy as you will. First question. I by heart now. First question. How did I start my YouTube channel? I started my YouTube channel about 10 years ago. And that's when I started Terranscapes. And I started Terranscapes after I left teaching. I was a middle school science teacher. And I was running an after-school wargaming club. A couple kids got me introduced to Warhammer. And there was an after-school club program. And so I got the starter set for, this is a little history. I got the starter set for $40K. Because that was a little more popular amongst the kids. And the set was the Space Marines versus Dark Eldar. Oh, that's an old set. And I had converted all my Space Marines to Chaos because I always want to play bad guys. I don't want to be a good guy. I have to be a good guy in the real world. In my gaming world, I want to be bad. So that's how I started with the Warhammer world. And then I left teaching, and I had made some terrain for the club, and I was like, what am I going to do with this? So I said, why don't I try to sell it on eBay? That's when I discovered that people were making terrain and selling it for its own sake, and I didn't have a backup job lined up when I left teaching, so I asked my wife, Tanya, about whether I, what do you think? What if I do this for a year, see what happens, and if it doesn't work out, I'll go somewhere else. And so that's how I started. And after about a year of selling on eBay, I wanted more exposure. So I decided to start a YouTube channel. And if you want to check out the first video, which I don't think is the first video, but it must be, but it doesn't sound like it's my first video. You can go back and see that, 2007, but don't, because it's terrible. But if you're new and you're starting a channel and you want some inspiration about how people can start way worse than you're probably starting out, then you can go back and take a look at it. And starting your own YouTube channel is one of the questions later on. So that's how I started my channel. Where do I see my channel going in the near term and in the far term? In the far term, there's no way to predict where my channel is going to go. I could never have predicted that I would be at this point, 5 years ago, and to say where I'm going to be in 5 years from now is an impossible task. Terranscapes is constantly evolving. My YouTube channel is constantly evolving. So that's an effort in futility. But I can address the near term because I've been thinking about my YouTube channel a lot before this question series came before me. I have been thinking about it for the last couple months, and I've been doing a lot of research. And so in doing the research, I've been looking at with the mind of where do I want my channel to go. So this has been on my mind for a while, and I have been looking at channels for, well, everything. I've been studying YouTube, just YouTube. How does it work? What are popular videos? Who are the popular tubers? What are they doing for editing? What do their thumbnails look like? What does their end slate look like? How do they end their videos? What do they wear, right? And, different video channels that I respect that are on the same topic, they present themselves differently. How does that work? It works obviously because they're popular channels. So, right, so it's kind of looking at that, all this stuff. And then going into the back of YouTube, I recently purchased the subscription to TubeBuddy, and TubeBuddy is a YouTube add-on that allows you to do a bunch of things a little bit easier, like adding annotations, at the end for my end slate, which I didn't do forever because it felt too time-consuming, but now it's a lot easier to do. Checking comments. quick aside. This is my aside. There's probably going to be a couple. I've been really on top of comments lately. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been feeling really good about it because you guys help me. You give me tips and thoughts all the time, and if I'm checking them 2 months later, that's not helping me, and I value your input a lot. So I'm working really hard to get back on top of comments regularly, and TubeBuddy is helping me do that really well, actually. But I'm worried that I might be missing comments, and here's why. When I've been checking on comments in Gmail, which is how I had them going right to my Gmail account, which is the only thing I use it for, I was noticing that I was missing some from time to time. And when I looked at the YouTube community, you know, like comment thing, that was totally unsorted and messy, at least for me. And then I noticed that some comments were in one and not in the other. And I was like, so I knew I was missing some. And I've come across those in the past, like, oh, how did I miss this, you know? So with TubeBuddy, if it is working better, the way I'll know that is if you have posted a question, or not working, I should say, if you've posted a question in particular, or a very detailed response within the last 2 months, and I have not replied to it, would you let me know? Put a comment down here, maybe mention the video that it was on, because I want to make sure that I'm catching everybody's comments, because I read every one of them. I appreciate every one of them, seriously, and I want to know if I'm missing any. So that's a little there. End aside. So, you know, so I've been trying to assess what makes a channel successful. What can I do to my channel to improve it? And so you've maybe already noticed some things that I've been doing. I've been changing my thumbnails in terms of what they say. The font is bigger, easier to read. I've been changing my titles. I've been changing my tags. I've been changing my, you know, I put the end slate in. I've been changing how I edit them. I've been trying to get more concise, tighter edits, shorter length videos, because I know the way I watch YouTube, I don't watch half-hour videos typically, and I know that the way I'm watching it is fairly indicative of how many of you are watching it. So I'm trying to make my channel more friendly to viewers in that way. But even though I'm doing all that, like, what's the goal? I mean, why even try? And I think part of it is to, I can't let this video go too long. Part of it is to grow my channel because it's its own reward. I really love my YouTube channel. It's a big part of my world. And, you know, I work alone, actually, you know? So in a lot of ways, you're my connection to the outside world. Your feedback is important. I don't get a lot of feedback. I get feedback from Tanya, but, you know, otherwise, you guys are my sounding board a lot of times. You know, viewers that have been with me for many, many years, and I super love you guys. I see some names come up, and I'm just like, this person's been with me forever. And, you know, and it's like I have a connection there that is really valuable to me. So YouTube as a concept, as a thing that I do, has its own intrinsic value. And expanding my channel, it gives me a better, you know, a better expansion of how that makes me feel. So, and it's not for revenue, because I won't put ads on my channel. And I almost capitulated a couple, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and I was like, what the fuck, just put some fucking ads on your channel. Just do it, you know? And I can't. And I say this, actually, I know I've said this a few times, but it's like a core value. I won't be bringing it up anymore. But it violates something that I just can't get behind. I can't do it. And the more I learn about how YouTube runs their ad revenue, the more I'm kind of grossed out by the back end as well as the front end of the whole system. Philip DeFranco just put out a couple videos recently on the way YouTube's ad revenue is being altered based on the content of the videos. It's a whole thing. I'm not a Philip DeFranco fan. It's just not my thing, but he's like one of the #1, top 10 YouTubers, and his news reveals on what's going on with YouTube is very interesting to me. So if you're interested, you go check out his channel. But it's like, I don't want to be a part of that system. Man, I don't want to be a part of that system. I don't want to sell myself and not know how much I'm getting paid. And I don't want to sell myself for things I don't like. So I might try to get some actual sponsors. That would be great. People I like, people I support. I want them, I'd be happy doing that. But having my channel be a little bit bigger also makes that a little bit more appealing. So, I guess maybe it's a little revenue down the road kind of a thing. But anyway. So with all of that in mind, I guess I have been making some changes that you've already seen behind the scenes. In front, you've seen some of the changes in my videos. But I think to grow my channel, it needs to meet some more common standards, and I'm trying to make sure that I can do that. Channels that produce more content on a regular schedule do better. Schedules work well for me. There's a ton of videos I'd like to shoot. I haven't shot many product reviews lately. I could reach almost within arm's length. I could pick up 6 things to do a product review on that I want to. So in order to do higher content, I need to streamline my production. I'll talk about octopus versus elephant in just a second. There's a teaser. That's view bait, not clickbait. And in order to do more content, I need to streamline the back end. And I've been working to do that. I've been studying Premiere really intensely for the last couple months. I've invested quite a few hours actually in tutorials and record keeping. I have like a whole notebook with like tips and tricks and keyboard shortcuts and how to do this. And I have been streamlining how I set up things. I've done enough videos with enough setups that I now can be like, okay, here's where this light goes, here's where the camera, focal length, lens length, f-stop, ISO, okay, set it all up, boop, 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 check batteries, check your record button, check the focus, and have quicker setups for the videos. I got a little faster now, and the work I've done in Premiere is making some of that editing faster as well. So I feel like I'm on the path to streamlining some of that, except that you have a day like today. I started shooting these videos at noon. These videos, there are 3 of them. It's 4 now. So sometimes the best intentions are moot, are squashed by, I don't know, a simple mistake, a fluke, a camera lens shifting when it turned on and off, So it's no guarantee that I'm going to actually be able to speed up production. But it is my goal, and the goal is to grow my channel. And one of the thoughts is also that I've been investigating is what is a potential maximum for the channel. What can be achieved in terms of subscribers, right? That's an easy metric that we can all look at. So I actually went out and I did a couple hours of looking around on YouTube for terrain channels that are, you know, in our community, the wargaming community. Like, what's comparable? Who's out there that's kind of in the game and has 20,000 subscribers or more? All right, so there's a ton of channels out there. A lot of them are great, and a lot of them are growing. So, you know, this isn't about like who's best. It's about where are the maximum subscriber levels and who's got them, and how many are there. So here's a list, a rundown, and it is from low to high. And I started at the bottom. I have 27,000 subscribers, heading towards 28. I'm not sure how close. By the way, it is so weird doing this 3 times, but every time I say it, it does feel genuine. It's like surreal. It's like I'm in Wonderland. I just hit 3 million views. I've been watching it for the last like month, 2 months. I don't know. It's some kind of arbitrary marker. It doesn't really mean anything, but it felt like there's a milestone. 3 million views. I don't even know. That number doesn't even make sense, you know, in a conceptual way. But it was a milestone, and it made me smile. It happened this morning. I started the day on a good note. It happened this morning, and it really made me feel like, you know, a little motivation, a little pride, a little smile. I don't know how else to describe it. And you are the reason that that number is there. And I want to thank you for that. Anyway, I wanted to thank you for that. All right, so I'm at the bottom with 27. I'm gonna climb though. I got a plan. Mel is at, so this is roughly low to high. Mel, the train tutor, he's at 32. Luke Towen, or Towen, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. He's at 29,000. Good channel. Check out Luke's channel. No descriptions in the bottom, links in the bottom, because I'm already, Jesus Christ, I've spent so much time on this. So you got to go out and find him on your own. Luke Towen, Towan, 29,000. DM Scotty, he's got 30,000. Tabletop Minions, he's got 29,000. And then you have not quite in our circle channels, but are relevant enough that I wanted to think about them. You have Beasts of War, they have 54,000, and you have Mini Wargaming, and they have 222,000. So they're somewhere out there. Oh, and I forgot one, and I keep forgetting because it's not written down, but then I keep remembering. Because I've done this 3 times. It's getting surreal. If this doesn't work and I shoot it a 4th time, I don't know. I don't know what I'll be drinking beyond scotch. Blue Table Painting. And they have 44, maybe 45,000. And so the 50,000 mark sounds like a potential cap in our community. That's, of course, I don't have any evidence other than what I see, but it's a possibility. So it's kind of interesting. You know, certainly I don't think anybody doing terrain videos is going to get to 1 million subscribers, let's just say, or even I don't think 100,000 is possible actually, but 50,000 seems like a possible cap, and so I'm making that my goal. I want to get to 50,000. Why not? Why not? I don't know. It's a marker. So if that is my goal, it starts to play into, you know, and I've mentioned my time investment, and I've mentioned, well, my attempt to streamline my time investment, but it does start to, it directly competes. I don't know what I was going to hedge it. No, it doesn't sort of, or kind of, or maybe, or partially. It directly competes with my project work. I spend 25% of my time on YouTube and Patreon, straight up, average, overall. And if I wanted to make YouTube my primary money maker, take ads, whatever, blah, 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 I'd have to really sacrifice my project work. And I can't do that because my projects are where my hopes and my dreams and my aspirations live. Those are the things I love the projects that I do and the work that's involved in them, and it's good for my channel because I take what I'm learning, what I'm experimenting on, the new tools I discover, the new materials, the new techniques, and I put them into my channel, and I think that that's good for the channel as well. And since I love my YouTube channel, right, so there's a dovetailing that goes on there, but there's also a balancing of time investment. And so the only way I can do more for my YouTube channel is to somehow streamline it more. So that's my goal, and I'm going to improve my content, and I'll talk about that in just a second. And managing the time invested, it's so ironic talking about this based on today's thing. I don't know. It might be completely unrealistic. I have no realism when I set deadlines for anything else. So how can I be realistic here? I'm going to pretend that I'm being realistic and assume that today's a fluke. We're going to go with that because not every video day is like this. But it's like sacrificing like 4 videos. Anyway, I'm sorry if I feel a little down. It has been a little challenging. Thank God you're there, though. You make me smile. So, I've been, you know what? I'm going to skip that. Wait, I don't want to skip it entirely. Professor Puppet. I love Professor Puppet. He's not only a great guy, he's a great puppet. And he has done some great videos on YouTube and about gaining subscribers and looking at ad revenue and, you know, a lot of like YouTube big concept stuff. And he recently did a video about being an octopus or being an elephant. The elephant puts a tremendous amount of time into one offspring. Long gestation period, long individual care, raising period, right? You know, years to get an elephant up and running. And an octopus lays thousands and thousands of eggs, and then it swims away. And they're all tiny, not well produced, on their own. A lot of them are gonna die. A couple of them make it. So you can do the vlog format, right? Rapid production, get them out there, doesn't matter. And then you have the elephant, which is like one every so often, and it's like highly polished, and that's it. So obviously, I'm an elephant. That's the way I want to be. But it's interesting thinking about being an octopus and the advantages of that. However, when you look at the channels that I just described, Train Tutor, Luke Towen, myself, of course, DM Scotty, Tabletop Minions, you know, like Luke Towen, I put him in the elephant category because his videos are so well edited. Man, really, check out his channel. Really, really impressed with his channel. Camera stopped shooting. I almost missed it. Gotta be ever vigilant. Partly because this is so long. DM Scotty, that's where I left off. Sort of a little in the middle, you know, although, you know, maybe, well, yeah, let's say a little in the middle. Then you have like a channel like Beasts of War, and they're, well, you have Blue Table Painting. They're octopus all the way. They've got like 2 videos a day, or I can't believe the volume they pump out. Then you have Beasts of War, which is maybe a little in the middle, and Mini Wargaming, which is definitely also in the octopus category. They produce a ton of content, and they don't, you know, work hard at editing and all of that stuff. So 50K maybe the maximum, and that's a good goal for me. I don't know. I need a goal. So that's where I'm going to shoot for. So for October, now I better wrap it up. For October, I have a plan. I'm going to produce 2 videos a week. for the month of October and put them out on a regular schedule. So I am going to, and I'll mention this in the next video because not everybody is going to stay to the end of this one. If you made it to the end of this one, I'm not even ending it yet. Thank you. You are probably one of the diehards, and you guys are the backbone of this channel, and you're ultra awesome, and you are ultra appreciated. So October, 2 videos a week. I'm going to do a project or product Tuesday. So either a project update or a product review on Tuesdays. And then I'm going to do a rapid fire Friday. And I want to thank Charlie for suggesting I do those on Fridays for the alliteration, because it's just better. So rapid fire Fridays. And I'm going to see how that goes for October. I will do it. I don't care what I have to do to get it done. I've shot this video 3 times, so you know I'm committed, because this has to go out today to set up October. And at the end of October, I'm going to see how it went. You know, it gives me a real chance to see how now with all this prep work kind of done, how much time is required to produce that? How do I feel about it? You know, what's it like on your end? I'll see that through, you know, views and duration of views and subscribers and all of that. Gives me a little sense of that. And if it's manageable, and I'm going to do my best to make it manageable, then, you know, it's something that will probably carry forward in some form, hopefully at least at that form, and maybe more. But let's take October and go from there first. But it's I don't know, I like October. It's one of my favorite months, actually. Halloween has often been my favorite holiday of the year, because it's, well, wait, I almost got into the philosophy of holidays. I'm not going to go there. This is candid, but let's try to keep it on topic. Okay, so I have one last thing, but before I get there, let me finish the questions. So the advice for new YouTubers. What advice would I have for them? Okay, first, determine what kind of YouTuber you are. Are you somebody who's looking for views? You want to build a channel, you enjoy that, which I think is most people, right? I mean, part of the reason you're putting yourself out there is because you'd like people to see it, whatever it is, give you feedback. You know. That's your category. Or you could be an outlier. This is what I call an outlier, which are the people who are basically like, I don't give a f, I'm doing it my way, and it doesn't matter to me what anybody else thinks about it. And those people are, God, I love them, because I love people who are just like, the best example in my mind for our community is Solvent Abuse. If you don't know his channel, you should check it out. Drop over there. Guy does great work. He's working on this like bolt action board. It's really nice. Actually, I've been meaning to drop in and see how it's coming along, because I only see the thumbnails and I've only taken a look here and there. But you know, that's his attitude. Screw it. I don't care. You like my channel? You don't? I don't care. You know, he does it on his own for himself, and it's like, I respect him a lot for that. I really do. And that's one way to go. So there's nothing else to say about outliers, because if you're going to go that route, whatever you do is up to you, and you know, blah blah blah. But if you're going to be a more traditional goal-oriented YouTuber, then here are some tips. Quick. Octopus elephant. Decide what you're going to do. You're going to make highly polished videos. You're going to put out a whole bunch of them. You can kind of find your way in the middle, but it's a great place to start for thinking about your channel. 2, keep your videos short, keep them on topic. This is a terrible, terrible example of that. So don't do this, but try to keep them short, 15 minutes or less. That's my recommendation. Keep them on topic, make a script. Stay on topic, edit out crap that isn't there, that isn't on topic, and that's going to help. It doesn't mean it's a rule. Remember, these aren't rules, but it's a tip for, you know, quicker success, let's say. Watch other channels and watch YouTube tips. I mean, YouTube puts out their own tip videos, and a lot of other channels put out YouTube tips, like Professor Puppet. Go check him out. I really like him. But look at those. Look at YouTube channels you like. Why do you like that channel? What is it that makes you want to come back and see more of it? Is it the personality? Is it the production quality? Is it the work that's being done? Is it the length? The whatever it is, there's something there that makes you enjoy it. And if you want to start out, you can use those people as a template or as an inspiration or as a resource to shape your own channel. So pay attention to other channels and think about what do you want your channel to look like? Find a channel that looks like that and learn from it. Publish regularly and keep publishing. It can be very dry when you start out. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows how to find you. You know, your videos may not even be that good. That's okay. Keep publishing, keep producing. I think a great example of that is Kathy Millett's channel. I've mentioned her before. You should take a look. It's M-I-L-L-A-T, I think. And she was producing a video a week. Well, she still is, I think. Producing a video a week for months and had almost no views. She kept doing it. She kept doing it. I discovered her, don't even remember how, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're doing great stuff. Love your tutorials. Then somebody mentions it on their channel, whatever, and other people will come and find you. So stay with it. Don't worry when it's dry. Even if it takes a year to get discovered, keep going at it and working to improve it. No matter what, work to improve it and enjoy it. Next, be sincere, be relaxed. First couple of videos, you might be nervous in front of the camera, whatever, that's fine. But make the camera your friend. Just relax in front of it. It's not a camera. It's your audience. And if you're worried about a lot of people seeing you, and that makes you really nervous, you probably shouldn't be on YouTube. But after a few videos, you'll get used to it, and then it becomes something that you embrace. Embrace your audience, embrace your camera, be sincere, show your face. Show your face. Show your face. I watch a lot of videos, and videos that don't show the person's face have a much harder time getting me to invest in them. You're building a connection with your viewers. You want to do that. It's rewarding. I love that connection. They will make a connection with you if they can see who is behind the camera. It's really important. So if you're nervous, get over it. Get over it. Put yourself in front of the camera, because that's how you make a personal connection. And I guarantee you, you will like your own channel more if you do that. So be you, and be you in front of the camera. Last thing, technical improvements. Okay, I don't know. I'm sure maybe this is an elephant talking. I don't think it is, though. I study a lot about YouTube channels. Okay, put aside everything else. I have been watching YouTube channels for years, and now I'm paying attention to YouTube channels in the last year or so in a very disciplined way. I want to dissect that channel. What's popular and what are they doing? So it reinforces what I already know. Two things. One, light your shots. Light your videos. Buy cheap lights. Get white balance bulbs. I recommend Alzo CFLs, A-L-Z-O. They're the only CFLs I'll buy going forward. I'm going to move to LEDs, but when I'm using, these are all Alzos. Great quality bulbs, not that expensive. Find some DIY videos out there about making your own light boxes. Just put them in a clamp light, stick them on the wall, put some wax paper over them just to soften it. Done. There you go. Light your videos. Number two, get a mic. Get a mic. You run audio off that camera, it's going to hurt. It hurts. It hurts me. And if you watch any of the big channels, you will notice they've decent audio. You don't have to have like stellar audio, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on it. This lavalier mic This is an octopus lavalier. I bought this for, I want to say, no joke, like 20 bucks. That's not a big investment. Jack it right into the camera, off you go. You can watch videos on video production for product reviews. A good example is Curtis Judd. I love Curtis. He's great. He's such a nice guy. It's Curtis with a C and Judd with 2 Ds, J-U-D-D. Go and watch his lavalier mic reviews. He covers some inexpensive mics. This is how I discovered the octopus. It doesn't take money to improve your sound. Improve it. General rule of thumb in the video production community, general consensus, which I happen to agree with, is that audio is 60 to 70% of your video. It's that important. It makes that big a difference. Get a mic. All right. Oh, my last thing. I almost forgot. Scotch. So, it's certainly helped me feel a little bit better about this with these fucking videos. So, I also decided for October that I would try something with Patreon. And since they're kind of linked a little bit between YouTube and Patreon, it seemed like a good time, but it's a more important time actually than it might seem. I have a bunch of goals on Patreon, and if you look at those, they are almost all, except for like the dream ones at the bottom, the like, you know, like the hit the lottery ones, they're all about improving my channel, actually, my quality of gear, because I view my patrons as supporting my channel. And while it helps me survive, I also want to turn that back into improving the channel. So things like a boom mic to improve my sound, you know, getting LEDs so I can, you know, more easily set up lighting, a screen for my monitor, another monitor. I'm using, you know, a really nice monitor, and then one that was given to me for free. That's 60% the size of the other one. So I'm losing like all sorts of space when I'm trying to like edit videos, and it just adds time and confusion, and it'd be nice to have one that matches. Oh, it'd be so nice. So these are all my goals that are about working on the channel and working on stuff behind the scenes. I mean, it's all behind the scenes, but to help me make my channel easier and more, you know, more professional and hopefully better for you. But I just added a goal, and this is the really big one, which is to get a pressure caster for casting resin. And the reason I've really decided on that is that with the Elftown project, Lord help me if I can get there, I am trying, that is going to require a lot of casting. And a lot of those pieces have small points, small little points. And those little points are prone to bubbles. Now, good casting technique can reduce the chances of them, but to ensure bubble-free casts in those kinds of molds, little tight corners, little tight points, everything, you know, you really need to pressure cast. And I don't want to have to chase bubbles in my cast with a toothpick and like check corners and all of that. Can I do it? Sure. Can I survive doing that? I don't know. I'll have to, because I can't afford a pressure casting setup. I don't know. I've invested a lot of money in Terranscapes, and I have ongoing expenses with Adobe and now with TubeBuddy, and it's like, I don't know. It's a lot, and your help would make it possible. I don't know how else to say it. So I decided to run a giveaway for patrons, and the giveaway is going to be for rock casts from Bragdon molds, including the one that I fixed. I made a Bragdon mold, I think, a lot better, and I'm going to use that as part of the giveaway. And for each goal I reach, I will be expanding the giveaway, not only for the actual, drawing winner, but also for like the runner-up and the third-up, and I'll keep adding stuff to that to get to the pressure pot goal. And it's an important goal for me, and I think, first of all, I think I can reach it with your support. I believe that, actually, I do. And I also think that when you check out some of the things on Patreon, you will enjoy some of the content that I'm putting there. I put up a lot of content, I think, for a lot of people I see on Patreon, and I've started tagging things, and there are a few examples of patron-only posts that you can check out. They're older. I'm going to probably try to get a couple new ones up there. It's a whole thing, trying to tag videos, but it's easier to sort. And there's stuff there for you. But the goal is to hit that pressure pot. It means a lot to me. It's a biggie. It's a biggie. It's the most significant addition to the studio since, well, getting a computer I can actually edit on. That was a big one. And getting a vacuum chamber years ago, that was a big one. And so the pressure pot is, one of those kinds of like, ugh, it's a big thing. It's expensive. I found a great one. Please don't tell me. What kind of attitude was that? Ugh. Scotch. Can I say that? Scotch. I don't want to convert like a Harbor Freight, paint sprayer over to a pressure pot. I've done research. I've seen tons of conversions. I don't want to deal with trying to set that up, and I've seen plenty of bad stories. So I've found a really good, reasonable cost pressure pot. I've picked out a compressor that's going to handle it very well. It's not terribly expensive, and putting those two together, I think I've got a good package that's kind of like a right out of the go box. I don't want to have to try to like hunt down fittings and put all this stuff together, and maybe it's easy, maybe whatever. I'd like a dedicated piece, so that's why I'm going this route, and that's why I'm trying to reach that goal within, a reasonable period of time so I can get ready for casting for the Elf Town. So I'm going to run that giveaway for a month as well. And I'm going to probably shoot a very short video about that. And I'll have to mention it in a video. Okay, I'm thinking out loud. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot a short video, and I'm going to put that on Patreon that describes the giveaway in detail, and then I will mention that in the videos in October to, and make sure people know it's there because it's not on YouTube. But that's a better place for me to just kind of like stick it over there, and that'll be publicly viewable, and and there's other stuff there. So I'll get that up probably by tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't take 3 times. And that is, I don't know. That's the first time where I've looked at Patreon and thought, "Wow, it's a game changer." It is that kind of a goal for me, and I think I'll make it. I think so. I don't know. I have I have a feeling about you guys. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to get all emotional again. I actually almost cried in a previous edition of this. So, let's see. I think that's it. Thank God. Hello? If you're still watching, man, you're a diehard, and I love you. Thank you. And if you're a new viewer, you just came here and you're watching this and you're still here, that's you're magic. Thank you. Thank you. I mean that. So, stay tuned. October, it's going to be a power month. It's going to be a power month. I feel good about it. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. That's how dedicated I am. So hopefully you will come back for the October videos. because I'm going to be back soon, like tomorrow, with another Terranscapes video.